Hello and welcome to Blockchain 101, truly innovative or corporate buzzword. I know everybody's talking about this blockchain thing. We're going to see what's going on today. This is presented by the Crypto Block. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get right into it. Innovation. What does innovation mean? Before we get into our presentation, let's talk about what innovation means. The process of translating an idea or invention into a good or service that creates value for which customers will pay. Let's see if blockchain holds up to this definition. So let's talk about the 5 blockchain innovations. The first innovation, of course, is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the first blockchain. Before we understood what blockchains was, we had a Bitcoin. So we understand that Bitcoin is the first generation blockchain. It is the pioneer of the field. And when I said that before we had a blockchain, we had Bitcoin, what that means is after we started to understand Bitcoin's functionality, we seen the application of a block and a chain, and then we said, oh, this is blockchain technology. And then we both began to look at different ways that we could utilize this technology outside of just money and value. So with that being said, the next blockchain innovation came with the smart contract, which is also what you might call the second generation crypto with Ethereum. Well, Ethereum sought to use smart contracts to remove the third party from traditional deals that might go on between parties. So whereas you had a third party who was maybe monitoring or mediating a deal, now this smart contract does the same with code and verifies everybody, and everybody does verifications on the network to make sure that everybody is satisfied with the transaction. Okay, so Ethereum is what we would call second generation blockchain, and the next innovation comes with Ethereum, of course, would be noticing the difference between how coins are mined or how coins are produced. And we see in proof of stake, we see that less energy is used, and it's a different mechanism, whereas people stake coins, and these coins are verified on the network as nodes on the network. Now the last innovation that we're dealing with blockchain has to deal with scaling, and this has to do with the speed and security and the decentralization of the network, and trying to move to a point where our transactions are super fast while still maintaining security, which is really big thing for blockchain technology, is securing data and information in this new type of way. Now, the 5 pillars of blockchain. These slides right here come from a section from Andreas Antonopoulos, a lecture he taught. You might want to look it up on YouTube. It's actually entitled "Blockchain or Bullshit," and he goes through what I'm calling here the real innovation, what really makes blockchain special. And the first thing is open. And here you see there must be no restrictions on who can participate in the system. And that's very unique with Bitcoin and Ethereum, because we see that you don't even have to be human to participate in the network. You could be a computer program and still participate in the network. Okay, so public. Somewhat overlapping with open, this reiterates that access to all parts of the system are open to all, and this really deals with the fact that everything can be seen by the whole network, and there's no cheating, and everything is verifiable on the network. So the next thing we got to deal with is neutral. The system must be inherently agnostic to race, nationality, location, means, etc. Again, this kind of goes along with anybody can participate in this system. It's totally free. Nobody is restricted from participation. Borderless. Borderless is just what it says. This is open to the whole globe. There are no restrictions. The system underpinning it must be completely ignorant to any kind of borders. So this is the real innovation here. We've never seen this type of technology exist before, except in the internet, which is why blockchain might be called the second generation of the internet. Now, since it's resistant, there must be no way for anyone to be able to block a transaction. This is why Bitcoin and Ethereum belong to no certain state or nation or government. These is the real innovation behind blockchain. Continuing, this is a very simplified side of how does it work. Basically, someone's requests a transaction, or the transaction is broadcasted to the network. It's then verified by everybody on the network, and then it's sent to a block. And this block is connected to other blocks, and this is what happens when a transaction goes through a big blockchain network. So what we're seeing right now is the use of private and public blockchains. We talked about public blockchains, but for business applications, we're starting to see the use of some private blockchains because some data is sensitive and is not able to be public. So, but to combat that, what we're also seeing is the use of hybrid blockchains that take the best of both worlds from a public and a private blockchain. Okay, and this is what we can start to see more of this in the future. And speaking of the future, a Oracle exec recently said that blockchain could be used by at least 50% of all companies within 3 years. And this is showing that blockchain is more than a trend. We're seeing this develop as a better and efficient way to store and transmit data. Yeah, the crypto community is kind of like a restaurant because you got these developers in the back. They're like cooks, and they're cooking up this code and serving it up, and then they pass along to like some like the miners are like waiters. They pass it along to these miners, and the miners uh, bring the code to life because they're bringing it to the people in the restaurant to enjoy it, the customers, which are the investors, people who like to invest, buy or trade or hold it, and then you have the big players, like the big suppliers that like for a restaurant you have a big suppliers that give certain things for the restaurant to go. Then you have big companies like Coinbase, and in the future Crypto Block, and other big companies that bring this community together so that everybody can enjoy this new service. So yeah, it's kind of, you could think of the blockchain community in that way, just to make it, just for ease of understanding. And now, as we draw near to a conclusion, let's look at how blockchain is already being implemented today. Current use cases and companies that are already using blockchain. We see Apple, Google, Facebook, Prudential, FedEx, UPS, a lot of Toyota, Ford, a lot of big Fortune 500 companies are already seeing the value of this technology, and the value and the security and the way that data is being securitized in this new way. And we're going to continue to see developments in this technology, in this space. So coming back to the top, is blockchain innovative? Yes. Are we seeing this product or service being useful so that people want to pay for this? Of course we are. There is over 200 billion dollars right now in the crypto market itself, not alone what we see happening in the blockchain space. And we're just excited to be able to educate and service you in this industry. So any questions you have, please don't hesitate to look us up. We are the Crypto Block. We've been in this industry since 2017, whether it's blockchain related, cryptocurrency related. Please give us a call, and thank you for watching this presentation with us today.